Last time on Square Roots. Descending from a steel sky, a metal slice of pizza pie. Sector 7 cries out, why did you crush us neath your crust? Now we're all pizza dust. But what's that little kitty cat? You'll lead us to a man that's fat. Then Lindsay in his trucker hat will send us up so high we can all pizza fly.
And welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hello, Jim. Hello, listeners.
Joined by John Rufus Brandon.
Let me just dangle off my helicopter here for 1 second. Got its grip strength, bro.
And Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa, and I'm now a metal rap superstar. Is that genre? Metal rap?
Rap
rock? Epic metal? Metal epica?
New metal?
New metal? No, you know the kind of metal that's like knights and kings and ye old things. Brum, 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 brum.
No.
You know, that shit.
I
like
don't know what
Coheed
that
and
kind of
Cambria?
metal is.
Is that just rock and roll?
Don't
that
bring
meatloaf?
Coheed
No.
and Cambria into this.
Who's the one who does the one about how Babylon's a whore? Is it like them?
That's totally Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, yeah, that's probably Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
Babylon's a whore? I don't think so.
Yeah, they're like, back in ye old Babylon.
You talking about Rush?
everyone spoke
Oh, Rush definitely does that, I think.
many
No.
different tongues, and they built a tower bespoke. Then God called down from on high, it's time for you all to die. Thunderbolts come from the sky. Goodbye,
Oh, you're thinking of like
Babylon.
Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin definitely has.
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah, that kind of stuff. That's
Yeah.
that's my thing.
John's like, don't talk shit about Rush.
It's my signature sound.
How can he talk shit about Coheed and Cambria but want us to not talk shit about
I didn't
Rush?
talk.
This is
There's that
hypocrisy.
song I like. I'm just trying to remember how it goes. And it's about, like, Babylon being a whore.
There's definitely not a song about Babylon
Oh,
being
it's called
a whore.
The Beast and the Harlot is the name of the song.
That's Avenged Sevenfold.
There you go.
Oh, wow, we are just on the most boring tangent.
They have a new album out that I've heard is actually pretty good, but I don't believe anybody, and I'm not going to listen to it.
Let me just start us over by saying this is a podcast where we play and talk about our favorite classic RPGs one chunker at a time.
People
And
know
we
it's a
are on
podcast, Jim. They pulled it up on their podcast app.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they have it on shuffle, or
Yeah.
maybe it auto-played after the last podcast they listened to. Or
I
maybe
guess
it's
we
their
do
first
post
time
these to
trying it.
YouTube.
She's a dwelling place for demons. She's a cage for every unclean spirit, every filthy bird, and makes us drink the poison wine while to fornicate
I
with our
don't
kings.
like this. This is a bad way to start the
Fallen
episode
now
out.
is Babylon the Great. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Avenged Sevenfold
and-
sucks.
That's a good song.
Yeah. We're going. Oh wait, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Part 6 of our Final Fantasy VII remake. coverage.
Ooh, is Final
That's-
Fantasy
that's
VII
what
going to
we're
be
doing.
7 episodes? That's fun.
It is going to be 7 episodes.
Hey, we
One
should
more
announce
episode
the
left.
results of the last poll so people know what they're
Oh
playing
boy,
next.
poll
Maybe we
watch.
should.
Beep, 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 beep. Are y'all ready
Watch.
for? That's copyright McElroy's. I can't really do that. I'm sorry, McElroy's. I've stolen your bit.
Mackle
Imagine some other hot news. Sound.
That's just, you know what? It doesn't matter. Who won the
Okay.
poll, Johnny?
Well, fourth place goes to surprisingly
not.
Persona 2.
It's not. Okay.
Third place, Wild Arms. Second place, Trails in the Sky, which means that the winner is Lunar Silver Star, available on Sega CD, PlayStation, on your PSP, on your Vita, on your PS
Sega Saturn,
on your Sega Saturn, on iOS. Apparently not on Android.
Not on Android,
I picked up
there's
the
a remake on
iOS
GBA.
version, and it's pretty fun so far. It's very, as I said in the Discord earlier today, it's got big Disney energy.
Is big what?
It does. Big Disney
what?
energy.
Oh,
It's the biggest D of all.
There is a lot of singing. The Sega CD version has the single best opening of any video game ever. I'll post that when we start doing Lunar. We still got another episode of this thing.
Yeah. I was bored and decided I wanted to start playing it. And I could put it on my phone, so that was nice and easy.
Yeah, that's my style. That's a nice and easy joke. I watch a lot of 80s commercials.
We know.
Oh, you guys want to level up? Let's do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
John, why don't you kick us off this week?
Don't we have
Well,
some
I
hot
didn't-
gaming news to talk about?
No, we got a
did it
whole
yesterday.
special about that. That's going to go on the internet soon.
Should
So
be
if
up
you
before
want
this
patrons.
releases.
Ooh.
Only for the patrons.
Mhm.
If you want to know the hottest gaming news, the only way to do it is to pay us cash money to keep the lights on and those podcasts flowing.
Well, I have been playing only the hottest games. So basically Fallout 76, although I haven't played it this week. And I've been playing Breath of the Wild. I just got onto my third, what are they called? Divine Beasts?
Mm-hmm.
This
Which
one's
one
a
are you on?
bird. It's a
Burb.
bird. Yeah.
Don't fall off the burb.
I won't. You can fall off all of them, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But I think you just respawn.
It's like falling into water, or like drowning, or falling into lava. You just kind of stand back up on the shore.
Yeah. So there's that. I've prepared. The game told me 50 times to like bring comfortable clothing. So I've got like lots of warm clothes for Link. Although I probably should have gone to a ferry first. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, probably.
I can just warp over, and because I think my warm clothes not great at all. So I do like this game more than I used to, but it is still challenging. Although I haven't died in like a week, which I think is pretty impressive. I also have been messing around with other games on my Switch OLED. So I like rally games, right? Mm-hmm. And there's the WRC 10 game that came out on Switch was like $2 on sale. That game is kind of notorious for having bad graphics. Wow, that game has bad graphics. It's
what is
like World Rally Championship 10, WRC 10.
Got it.
And it is, well, the cars look fine, and it actually plays really well, but also every stage looks like, remember that what was it, the Battle Mech game, Battletech, is that it? Those simulators that you could go
Mech
into?
Warrior?
Yeah, like the big ones that you could go into at like Chicago. They had this cockpit. It looks like 90s VR kind of 3D. And this game looks really nice on modern consoles, but I think the engine just didn't work on Switch, so it looks maybe the worst graphics I've seen this generation. In the replays, sometimes the wheels turn into blue squares for some reason.
Weird.
There's a lot of glitches and stuff. Like, the game was obviously not finished, but it plays well, which is weird. It's, something fun to pick up while you're waiting for something to render at work, which is kind of what I was looking for. Yeah, but I know that's not the most exciting thing to have played. I also have been messing around with, I was wanting to get into, I'm going to have some free time soon, doing reviews of open world games, like from the Xbox and PS2 and GameCube era. So I've been playing a lot of the open world drivey Grand Theft Auto style games of that and recording footage. And that's been a lot of fun. Some of those games are bad, which is great. I don't know if did you all indulge in that kind of GTA and its derivatives.
Not GTA as much, but I played some of those, like, you talking about racing games, or are you talking about...
Like The Getaway, or...
I played those. I played Driver.
Driver.
Yeah. That first Mafia game was very GTA-like, but it was like it's like Depression era United States.
Yeah. So it's interesting, been just hooking up my old consoles and been having fun with that and getting it to record nicely on my computer. And, I like troubleshooting how to get it looking pretty. And I have got it looking pretty. Like that first Driver I got looking perfect just through like some cheapo GameStop component cables I bought years ago running out of my PS2. And I don't know.
Nice.
I was having fun with that. So that's really what I've been up to. What about Matthew? What has Matthew been up to?
Well, Jim and I think, kind of have a similar level up here.
We're co-leveling.
Yeah, we're co-leveling because today, the day that we're recording, is Final Fantasy 16 day.
Whoa.
What? I am a few hours into it, and I am absolutely loving it so far. What about you, Jim?
Same. I think just based on there was just a reveal that happened. I think I'm through the first act of the game, maybe, and I'm really digging it so far. The combat's not like the deepest thing in the world, but it's consistently fun.
I know that the combat's going to get deeper, and because you'll be able to switch around things. Have you gotten that yet? Was that in this chunker? Okay. And but it is slick and fun, the combat, and I really am enjoying it. It's by the guy that did the Devil May Cry games, right?
Yes.
And you can see the DNA there, but I'm really enjoying it. I do, part of me is always going to want a classic style Final Fantasy with turn-based combat and a party, and this isn't going to have that, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm trying to take the game on its own terms, and it's really fun, so it's hard to complain. It looks fantastic. I think the character design is great. The world and the characters have drawn me in. I'm interested in what the hell's going on around here and learning more.
I've heard it's kind of got a 12 vibe in the way that, like, conversations happen. Like, sort of not so... more serious anime rather than, like...
Yeah, I mean, you could call it Final Fantasy of Thrones, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's what it feels like. Like, it's very much
and it's
taken...
very dense, too. Like, all the background and lore, and it's all very, very dense. And at any time, actually, it's got this cool feature. Any time in the game, it doesn't matter what's going on, you can hold down the middle button on your... like the pad button on your PS5 controller, and it will bring up this almost like a little glossary that's got like entries for exactly what's being talked about and who's in the scene and
it's
where
like
you are.
the Amazon Spotlight when you're watching something on
Kinda.
X-Ray. It's like Amazon X-Ray.
Oh, that's it.
That's handy, though, for like a dense
It's
fantasy.
super
I
handy.
think
Yeah.
it's kind of brilliant. Like, there's a lot of books I've read where I really wish I could do something like that.
And those entries update as you move along on the story. So like your Clive entry, which is like your player character, is not going to be the same at the beginning as it is like in Act 2. And it does that with all the characters and stuff. It's really neat.
The game's gorgeous, for sure.
Yeah.
The monsters and everything look great. And, you never know. It's possible the whole thing falls apart. Who knows? But from the first, 3 or 4 hours I've played, I'm really digging it. So, Final Fantasy 16. Can't believe it finally came out. Can't believe it feels like they really nailed it. Feels like a good, slick, modern game. It doesn't have, like, the combat is not, like, super heavy like Dark Souls. And I like that. We all know, I'm not a big fan of the Dark Souls style of games. I want to flit around the battlefield, and it lets me do
like
that.
Tifa going doop, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. I've done so many precision dodges in this game. Like, I feel like I've got the timing down super well.
Yeah, it's fun, and the game does have a lot of great accessibility options. There's a story-focused mode you can turn on, and I imagine is easier. I haven't done it yet. And there's also several items that you come with that you can equip that will make things easier. Like there's an auto dodge item, basically, like a accessory that you can equip and will make that a lot easier, and an auto heal accessory, and there's an accessory that makes it so you don't have to issue commands to your dog. Yes, you have a dog. His name is Torgal. He's a goddamn delight. And if anything happens to him, I'll kill you all and then myself.
I just had a flashback. Remember in Final Fantasy 15, there was the platforming dungeon? Remember that? Do you guys remember that?
Not
I
really.
never got that far.
I remember
So
that there was a horror level, which was really fucking weird.
There's like a secret platforming dungeon, and if you complete it, you get this item where if you equip it, will automatically do the main character's fancy looking dodge thing. And I remember I spent probably 6 hours of my life doing this platforming dungeon. It sucked. It was the fucking worst. And then I was like, yeah, I got this accessory, and I just jumped in my car that I got the flying upgrade for, and flew in the sky, and then immediately flew into a fucking mountain and died. And lost all my progress. That's like one of my most frustrating gaming memories ever.
You didn't think to save the game, huh?
Nope.
Anyway, the point that I was making is that there's a lot of accessibility options, which is really nice. Like, it's not demanding that you be the best at games if you want to experience this story. It definitely feels, it's that medieval fantasy. There's no cars or fucking, I don't know, whatever else. Like I said, it feels like they took a lot of inspiration from Game of Thrones, but I really don't mind it. Like, they haven't done that before. Change it up. We don't need another semi-real world, semi-fantasy world. Like, they've done it to death.
But I thought you didn't like grimdark stuff.
I don't like super grimdark stuff, but this isn't grimdark. Like, fucking no babies have been murdered yet.
Okay. Yet. I thought some chocobos were murdered in that demo.
Yeah, I mean, it's mature. I guess.
Yeah. It's rated M for mature.
Yeah, I mean, it's darker, but that doesn't mean it's grim dark. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I think it takes a lot of grim dark.
It takes a lot of inspiration from Game of Thrones for sure, but I don't think it's. I mean, we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe the main character will die 5 hours into the game. I don't know.
Vanessa, how'd you level up?
Well, I've been watching some things on the old television, by which I mean streaming services. It's 2023. Deal with it. I watched the first 2 episodes of the new season of Black Mirror. One of them starred Salma Hayek, and I liked it very much. And one of them was set in Scotland, which was beautiful to see. I didn't like it as much until kind of the very end. Like, it didn't feel like a Black Mirror episode until maybe the last 10 minutes of it, when it sort of did its technology bad thing. But I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't watched the 3rd episode yet, which I've heard some very strong and very mixed reactions to. So I'm looking forward, to watching that. That's the one with Aaron Paul. And I watched the first episode of Marvel's Secret Invasion.
Ooh.
There's an invasion, but it's heckin' secret.
Mm-hmm. How's that AI intro?
Everyone's very upset about the AI intro. And probably for good reason. It does not look good. From what I understand, they actually had a studio make the AI that then was used to generate the intro, and then it was tweaked by artists afterwards. So it's not quite as bad as some people are saying.
It's like building a robot that will eventually kill you.
Right. And it is going to be a problem if it starts putting artists out of work. But as we all know...
It already is putting artists out of work.
Well, on a commercial level, I guess, I mean.
All right. Well, I guess it only matters if it's on a commercial level.
It only matters if it's on a commercial level.
Screw the small guys.
That's what I've always said. I've always said independent artists, independent content creators, get an agent, get signed by a studio. What are you doing with your lives?
Vanessa was a corpo in Cyberpunk, so...
I forgot that was out. I need to watch it.
And join. Yeah, I thought it was fine. It has Samuel L. Jackson and Olivia Colman in it, and they're both amazing actors, so you know you're going to get some amazing acting.
I do like an Olivia Colman.
Excuse me?
I do like an Olivia Colman. She's great.
Oh, everyone does. She's great. And it also has what's her name from the Game of Thrones. Old dragon lady, dragon girl herself.
Oh.
No, it has. Does it? I thought it had.
Is that not who that is? Amelia Clark?
I thought it had the other
Amelia
one.
Clark
I thought it
is
had
an
the.
old dragon lady, dragon girl. Then who is Amelia Clark?
She
No, you're
is
right.
Dragon-
You're right.
she is
I'm
Dragon
confused. I thought it was the Lannister lady that was in it, but I guess I'm mixing things up.
You're mixing things up. You're getting all mixed up, and I'm here to set you straight.
Isn't it weird that a lot of people in Game of Thrones haven't really had a career
What are you
after
talking
Game of
about?
Thrones?
Like who?
Like who?
Name one.
Amelia Clark.
She was in a
Lots of
Terminator
things.
movie. Now she's in a
That-
Marvel thing.
Terminator-
That bombed.
She was in that
pretty
last
good.
Christmas movie
Oh, wait, no, that was the
where
bad one.
she fell
liked
in love with a ghost.
Fell in love with a ghost.
Kit Harington.
Yeah.
That's a guy that has gone nowhere.
Yeah. Well, he
he's
was
doing
supposed to be
something.
like Black Knight in the Marvel universe or whatever, right?
I think
Wasn't he
he'll
in
show up.
Eternals or something?
Yeah, he'll show back up, I'm sure. But I think that Eternals movie was poorly received. I'm shocked that they've decided to go ahead with a sequel to that.
Have they?
I wonder
Yeah.
if they like have to set up some bigger thing or
They
something.
don't have to.
They don't have to. I would like them to sweep that one under the rug, personally. Anyway,
Speaking of fringe
What do
Marvel
you-
content,
yeah, you didn't really tell us. What do you think? What did you think of Secret Invasion?
that was fine.
Okay.
I thought it was not the most spectacular Marvel show I've seen, and it was not the worst Marvel show I've seen. But we'll see where it goes. I've only watched the one episode.
Yeah.
And oftentimes these things take a little bit of time to get started.
Yeah.
Like that WandaVision show. Oh boy, did they do that, and it paid off so well.
My favorite Marvel thing.
I think WandaVision came out of the gate swinging with its weird.
It was
The
yeah,
Witch.
it was
Weird,
good,
like
weird.
throwback aesthetic, yeah.
Yeah. But I think you're
Yeah,
right.
but
I've heard that I've heard Secret Invasion is a slow burn, and that makes sense for what they're doing for like a spy thriller, you know?
Yeah, it's mostly spy thriller with very sort of little bits of superpowers here and there.
That sounds neat.
Speaking of superheroes, it's time for Matt's Dream Corner. Is that what it was? Was Matt the keeper of the Dream Corner?
We talking
I had
about
a
our dreams
dream.
again?
Yep, I'm going to talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
my dream. I had a
Let's
dream
hear about it.
that I was a particular, not very mainstream superhero. You each get one guess as to who I dreamt that I was.
Can we have a hint? Like what universe? What publisher?
We're talking Marvel.
Okay.
Okay. Captain
My
Marvel.
guess.
I'm not going to take that guess, Johnny. I'm going to call on Matt first and give you a
Sorry.
little bit more time to think about your answer.
My guess is Spider-Woman.
Incorrect, but excellent guess.
One of my
Jim.
faves.
Come back to me. I'm gonna pass.
All right, Johnny.
Doctor Strange.
Incorrect. Jim, it's back to you.
Jean Grey.
Incorrect, but getting warmer. Matt, back to you.
Emma Frost.
Incorrect, but warmer as well. Jim, back to you.
Jubilee.
Incorrect, but you guys are so on the right track. Johnny.
Oh, who was on the right track? Emma
It's an
Frost?
X-Men character.
Yeah, she's a mutant.
Emma Frost?
I already said Emma Frost.
No, that's incorrect, Johnny.
Oh.
All right, one more guess. Going around, I'm going to start with
long
Johnny this
shot.
time.
Long shot.
That was a long shot guess, and it's incorrect, Jim.
I'm gonna say, Kitty Pride.
Nope, but good guess. Matt, it's your last chance. You've had a lot of clues. Think even more obscure than these guys have been going.
Dazzler.
That's correct. You did it.
That was gonna be my next guess.
Hey, I'm proud of me. That's extra points in
Excellent
Johnny's
work.
game for Matt. Now I'm
Yeah,
in the lead.
that was Vanessa's stupid game. Dream about what stupid superhero Vanessa dreamed she was.
Dazzler, huh? Were you
Yeah.
singing disco?
No, not really. I was mostly just making lights blink around. All right, Jim, how did you level up?
I co-leveled up with Matt. We
All
talked
right,
about Final
then
Fantasy.
Johnny, how did you level up?
Johnny already leveled up. Now it's time for Johnny's game.
It's time for
Yay.
Johnny's stupid game. I'm ready to play.
Alright.
Johnny's
My
game.
is amazing.
I don't remember the name. Johnny's overrated game.
Yeah. Johnny, will
Or-
you explain to us how the game is played?
Well, actually, let me copy the scores from the last episode. That's important.
Okay.
Let me just do that. Copy. And then paste. Okay. So, this game is overrated. How to play is I'm going to read a post about how this game is overrated. Almost all are GameFAQs or Reddit. And I will remove the names of main characters. I will remove the names of the main villain. And in one case, I'm removing the name of the company just because it's the only game we've played by that company, and it would give it away, and it's in the first sentence. So
I can't remember the companies that made
you
the
would
games we
remember.
played.
You would remember this company for sure, Vanessa.
Wow.
So don't come at me like that.
All right, I won't come at you.
And yeah, so you will get a chance to buzz. I tried the buzzing in thing last time, but it was. I'll just go with who I hear first. Sorry for the delay. It gives Jim a little bit of an advantage. It's the only downside. It's a
He
Jim
doesn't look
advantage.
like he needs it. He's sitting
yeah,
there
he
with
does.
his arms behind his head. He's
See how relaxed I am?
yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So this is the semifinal. Jim, you've got to come back here. You need to catch up 3 points.
I ain't worried about it.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Jim looks very relaxed. So someone will buzz. They'll get a guess. Everyone gets a chance to steal. And then if not, it'll just guess again. You know that you never run out of guesses, basically. So you can keep guessing your terrible bad guesses. Are you ready to go? Are you all comfortable with the game?
What are the standings?
I'm comfortable with the game. Let me take a sip of my little water.
And I'll
here.
tell you the standings. Vanessa is in at 9 points.
Woohoo!
Tied with Matthew at 9 points.
Boo.
Second place, or third, I guess, is Jim with 6 points.
Second place.
Second place is Jim with 6 points.
2 in the standings.
Yeah. Number 2.
First place in all of our hearts.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's get started. Game number 1. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
For this,
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
I hate to say it, but I kind of resent the overwhelming...
Buzz.
Vanessa.
Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, incorrect. I'm sorry.
I thought about doing that.
I thought about doing it too.
Gotcha! Does anyone want to steal?
I mean,
Yeah.
no.
But I kind of resent the overwhelming popularity of this game. I get that it was a breakthrough in many ways, and for many of us it was our first exposure to this universe. I got into this series with the very first game on the NES, so this may explain my opinion, but for those of you who wonder what I'm on about, please allow me to explain. If you want to understand my view on Final... Oh no!
Buzz.
Oh!
Oh, damn it.
Final
Matthew,
Fantasy VII.
You're right.
You just handed that to Matt.
I
seriously considered stealing and just saying Final Fantasy VII.
That would have been amazing, and would have
would've
stopped
been
me
amazing.
from flubbing and giving it away.
Also, he didn't just hand it to Matt. You're all sitting here as well. He
I'm
handed
not
it to
allowed
all
to
of us.
buzz. I
Yeah.
already buzzed.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, you can
oh,
buzz it
yeah,
in.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right. Well, darn it. That's what I have to say about that. But on the plus side, now there is a clear winner so far. Matthew in the
Is
lead.
that a plus side? Is it? I see how it is.
All right. Well, Johnny screwed up his own game. Game number 2. All right. I put 15 hours into this game. I'm at Kislev, and I'm about to steal my gear back and stop Rico's
Buzz.
execution. Jim.
Xenogears.
Yeah! That is Xenogears. Great job.
Thanks.
I don't know how you can remember what happens in what game. We've played so
Well,
many.
I did say the word gear.
Yeah, and you said Kislev too, which I think was a prison in that game, maybe?
Yeah, it was the capital Kislev. Remember? Yeah, you were in the prison there, and then
Yeah,
you had
you're in
to
the
fight
prison there.
those. Yeah. Game number 3. Well, this is awkward. This game is the sequel that had a lot to make up for following the disastrous showing of the original game in this now flagship series. Whilst nowhere near as lackluster as the original, this sequel still seems a bit overrated to me. I must admit to being intrigued when reading the glowing review scores, and so with one quiet week with nothing to do, I loaded up this game to see for myself if the game had indeed made amends. This game is probably what the first game should have been, that's for sure. It's packed with much more content. You can be a girl now.
Buzz.
Jim.
Mass Effect 2.
Incorrect. You could be a girl in the
Fuck.
first
Steel.
Mass Effect.
Oh, shit.
Vanessa.
Fable 2?
Correct.
Woo!
All right. Tied
Matt, what
again.
were you gonna say? Were you
Mass
gonna say?
Effect 2.
Yeah. Felt like the right answer.
You could be a girl in the first Mass Effect.
Well, I was buzzing in before you finished that sentence.
Oh, okay.
So did Jim. So that's not really.
Yeah.
I just finished the game. It's my second This Company game after another game by this company. Sorry, I have to be a little vague, which I liked a lot. Overall, I'm disappointed with it. From what I've read, it's supposed to be the best This Company game, but I thought it wasn't as good as the other This Company game, and quite behind a game like Life is Strange. A couple of issues.
Buzz?
Vanessa.
Is it The Wolf Among Us?
It is the Wolf Among Us.
Oh, I forgot we even played that.
If I said Telltale, you'd known right away. Which
Yeah.
Okay, game number 5. This game, a genuine and serious critique. I may compare it to a game in the same series very minimally, but not too much, so don't get mad, yeah? TLDR at the bottom. This will be a long one. This game is not a good game. It is badly paced, nigh non-existent story, horrible gameplay, looks absolutely dreadful no matter what version you play, a dull, repetitive look and soundtrack?
Buzz.
Matthew?
Final Fantasy VI.
It is not.
Damn.
With some fantastic
Steal.
tracks.
You gotta ask people if they want to steal.
Yeah.
Oh, Steel, sorry.
I want to steal.
Okay, Vanessa.
Final Fantasy 8?
Incorrect.
Steel.
Jim.
Final Fantasy 10.
Incorrect. All right, back to this with some fantastic tracks, mind you. Soundtrack isn't horrible. Then why would you say it's dull and repetitive? God damn it. And overall, not a very good welcome to my TED Talk. Part 1, the gameplay. Nobody who's ever plays this game for its gameplay, which is insane. Sorry, I shouldn't editorialize, but I cannot ignore it. Bless and curse are nigh useless. Everything takes forever to level up, and the leveling system is bad, trust me.
Buzz?
I only really...
Buzz.
Okay, I heard Vanessa first.
Yeah, Vanessa, go.
Is it Persona 4?
It is not Persona 4.
Steal.
Oh.
Matthew.
Was it Dragon Quest 3?
It is not Dragon Quest 3. We have not played Dragon Quest 3.
Which one did we play?
5.
Oh.
Jim? Do you want to steal?
I'm gonna revoke my buzz. I'll
His
let you
skill was
continue.
the same as mine, clearly.
Okay, Bless and Curse are now useless. Everything takes forever to level up, and the leveling system is bad, trust me. I only really had a proper level because I found a way to cheese the levels where enemies were too strong with Bless insta-kill. Thank you, Samurai guys! This game is also laughably monotonous. Everyone said it, so I'll keep it light, but Tartarus absolutely stinks.
Buzz.
Okay, Matthew got that one.
No way! I was
No!
totally first.
I was totally first.
I was first.
I heard Matthew. I'm sorry. What game is it?
Is it Persona 3?
Yeah! Good job,
Almost
Matthew.
said Persona 4.
I did
Oh,
almost say it. I
waiting.
couldn't remember which one Tartarus was in, and I know one of you just said Persona, but I couldn't remember which one what you said. So it was real close.
Persona
there.
4 is TV World.
This is an
Yeah.
insane
Oh, right.
review.
That's
the
an insane
gameplay
review.
and music
Also,
is bad.
The
Come
gameplay,
on.
nobody plays it for the gameplay? Wrong. I love the fucking gameplay in those games.
Yeah.
Also, the
It's not
music is
hard
bad.
to
That
love.
game has like my favorite soundtrack of any RPG. It's
Yeah,
so good.
it's fucking insane.
Okay, bonus. I hate everything about him. Every time.
Hang on.
Oh, this is
You
a
gotta
character.
Explain what the bonus is.
Yeah, sorry, this is about a character. I will not say what game the character is in, but otherwise I'm just going to read it. Because, I think y'all can get this. So, but it's a specific character you have to guess here. Every time he's on screen, I get an awful taste in my mouth. I realize he's a comic relief character, but he just comes off as annoying. In fact, I think he's actually worse than Jar Jar Binks, in my opinion. Not just worse, but I think he's worse than Jar Jar
Buzz.
Binks. Matthew.
Is it Zell?
It is not Zell. I think he's worse than
Steel?
Vanessa. Who?
Is it Riku?
It is not Riku. Jim, did you want to steal?
Nope. Continue.
Okay. Number 1, he's not funny. Number 2, his puns are annoying. Number 3,
Buzz.
Vanessa.
Is it Teddy?
It's Teddy!
Holy shit. I think that means Vanessa's in the lead.
It is. Yeah, Vanessa has 11.
Woo!
Jim has 7. And Matthew has... Vanessa has 12. Jim has 7, and Matthew has 11. So that's,
Didn't Jim start with 7?
No, he started
I
with
thought it was
6.
Oh.
He's not worried about it.
Yeah, he's not worried about it. He can
Not worried about it at all.
He can still do a run next game and really destroy everybody. Yeah. Got that distance advantage. You're a little closer. Okay, I'm going to close that.
I think when I said Riku, I meant Ricky.
Oh,
Who's
Ricky
Ricky?
from Xenoblade.
Right.
I was
Ricky Tikki
thinking
Tavi?
of the Chandler Bing dude from
Oh, yeah.
the what's that game
Lost
called?
Jansen
Odyssey.
from
Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, I
that's
can
who I
never
was
remember
thinking.
the name of that game.
Yeah, me either. All right, you guys ready to talk about some Final Fantasy VII Remake?
So
I sure
ready.
am.
Let's do it.
Last week we said we were going to finish the main game this week. Is that true?
No, we are stopping at the Rufus boss fight.
Yay!
We need to always remember that just like we need to convert our temperatures from Fahrenheit to Celsius for John to understand them, we need to convert our play times. So when I say a chunker is 3 hours, it's actually about 25 hours
Yeah,
for John.
exactly. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
You were fucking a week and a half behind as well.
That wasn't his fault. He's very busy.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of free time to play, unfortunately. So
He
I
hasn't
haven't even
played
caught
any
up.
Fallout.
Your
I haven't
entire
even caught
level
up
up was
with
games that
this.
you're playing right now.
It was
No,
actually.
He said he didn't play them this week. And I can guarantee he hasn't played Fallout 76 this week because
Yeah?
every day, all day, I'm on the PlayStation. With,
I have
that
played-
game open.
Okay.
just
Hey,
waiting for him
Vanessa,
to
why don't
log
you stop
on.
carrying all that water from him? He's a big
I
guy.
have been
He can defend
playing
himself.
that Switch game while I'm waiting for stuff to render. Like I said,
I'm just
Well, maybe you should be
joshing
playing
ya.
this on your Switch.
I
I'm
can't.
just joshing you, John.
Okay.
But yeah, this chunker is gonna stop after the Rufus boss fight. And we'll get into all the endgame stuff and the DLC next week.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Also, for
yes,
me,
I did
had
catch up.
played way up over the weekend, so like I didn't have to play again this week, which was nice. I got to play some Lunar.
Nice.
Started Final Fantasy 16 today.
Well,
I'm
Played some Rogue
worried,
Legacy
though.
2.
Don't you think that with Final Fantasy 16 having been started, like, you still got to play that DLC, Matt? Can you
It's only a couple
Can you-
hours though.
summon the will to will yourself away from Final Fantasy 16, though?
I guess we'll find out.
I'm not going
On the
to get,
next episode of Square Roots. Thanks,
I'm
guys.
not buying Final Fantasy 16 because I want to finish this game first. So
Yeah, same.
I'm not worried about it. I have so little time left. I literally will be able to finish it up next week before we record. I will probably finish it. I'll do it the day we record and be fine.
Final Fantasy 16? Cool.
All right, we open at like outside Shinra headquarters, right? We got to go down some
Yep.
steps through a little parking garage. We got to fight some soldiers, like soldiers second class. Is that right? That
No,
are in-
3C, I think.
So third class.
Yeah, probably that's what that stands
yeah.
for.
They are third class soldiers, and you start fighting them in the last chunker too. When you're climbing
Yeah.
up the
I
tower.
have an objection right off
Yeah.
the bat.
Okay.
So, we got to this place by climbing up onto the plates, correct?
Correct.
But where we are doesn't make any sense if that's the case.
What do you mean?
Because we're on like a catwalk overlooking Shinra headquarters, so we're not at the ground level anymore. And there's no obvious entrance to this catwalk except for the one we go down, which is closer to Shinra headquarters than we currently are. So what are they doing up there and how did they get there, Jim?
Well, I think Shinra headquarters, the base of it is at the bottom level where the bottom plates are, but the entrance of it is like up below. It's above the bottom plate, but below the top plate.
What?
Yeah, because the Shinra headquarters sits right in the middle of all the plates. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but that's a mad claim.
I would
shook.
say it's on the top plate, but we're on some kind of like walkway around it, like for some reason. Don't ask me why. I can't tell
Well, I
you.
did ask you why. That was my whole bugbear.
Well, I can't tell you.
Can't or won't.
I mean, this
I
whole
don't
plate
know.
kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
This
the whole
damn
plate
pizza.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, the damn metal pizza.
So we get into Shinra headquarters proper, into the main lobby. What'd you guys think about how this looks?
I thought it was a little weird because Shinra essentially is like General Electric or something like that. That you walk into this electricity company's headquarters and it appears to be a showroom for cars.
Well, Shinra is responsible for all the technology in this world, right? Essentially. So like, here's our. It's like Ford. Like, here's our first iteration of this stupid car.
Yeah.
Well, fine, but I don't get my electricity from Ford, do you?
Think about it. Maybe it's like Tesla, where they make cars and also solar panels.
Yeah, and like Samsung and Hyundai, other countries.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
there
yeah.
It
are-
seems like Shinra is the only corporation.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be a lot of competition here.
Yeah.
Also, and I've had this question ever since the original, but would any place in this world have electricity if not for Shinra?
That's a good question. Maybe they
Yeah, I'm
bought
curious
out
about that.
all their subsidiaries.
Yeah, maybe.
think
But
that's
is there
probably
like
the case.
Is there like steam power on this thing or gas?
I don't think
or-
Steam exists in this world anymore because Shinra probably bought so much IP and made it exclusive to Shinra consoles only. That
mean, Steam
had nothing left to
exists.
sell.
Steam exists, but not as an energy resource, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or is Steam just not physically possible on Gaia or whatever?
No, I
I think-
think water can boil,
Yeah, me too.
and
Bold
that's how you
claim.
can. That's how you can
Sounds like
pop-
fan fiction.
That's how you can pop eyeballs. Is from the steam
What?
generated from
Johnny,
I'm gonna pump your eyeballs. You know, that's what that's what Barrett says when he's shooting lightning at people, which I do a lot with Barrett. Barrett is my mage.
Yeah, Barrett's everybody's mage. He's a great mage. He has so many materia slots.
He does. All right, so we're in the lobby of Shinra headquarters, and we need to get this key card to get in. We see a key card. It's in the little security booth, but we can't get in there.
But you know who can?
Tifa. It's Control Tifa time.
Yeah. I like breaking stuff with Tifa. I don't know if you broke boxes with Tifa, but she just does a flurry of punches. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you kind of you have to take her. She becomes the main character briefly later on, and that's delightful.
Did you guys get her weapon here in the lobby? She has a weapon here.
Oh, really? No.
I did. It's the Purple Pain. It's
the Purple Pain.
Oh,
purple Prince-styled glove.
Yeah, they look like Prince gloves, and it has an amazing ability that can one-shot enemies. It feels like.
I don't think I got it. Where is it?
When you first, because with Tifa, you have to drop down into that security booth. So you have to climb this lattice work on the ceiling. Right when you start, instead of going straight, if you go left, you'll go to the other side of the room and there will be a chest there with purple paint in it.
Bummer. Oh well.
It's a good glove. And yeah, she does that kind of remember that thing that the bride was practicing in Kill Bill of the close punch?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the 1-inch punch or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those. And it does a ton of damage.
Mm-hmm.
What a great movie.
I never really... That's kind of one of my least favorite Tarantinos. I don't really love that movie. Maybe I should rewatch it, though. It's been a long time.
But I like that kind of arch style and everything. And it's very 70s.
I do, too, though. But, it felt weird to me having this guy do it. I don't know. Yeah. I'll rewatch it one of these days. My favorite Tarantino movie is Death Proof.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's my fucking favorite. It's just real tight and simple.
I like that Western, and I like Jackie Brown.
Hateful Eight and Jackie Brown's really good. You know, I've never seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I heard that's really good.
Yeah,
I never watched Hateful Eight, actually. Never got around to it. I don't know why.
Hateful Eight's real good. It's
right
A plus beard on.
Yeah, mustache on Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
I need to watch. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.
Inglourious Bastards is a lot of fun. Very cathartic ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, anyways, that's Tarantino Corner.
You can take Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction and just stick them in a bag. I never need to see them again.
I like Pulp Fiction.
I went to film school in the early 2000s. Everyone was wanting to be Tarantino.
Everyone had that poster all over the place.
I'd like to see him do something weird, like a science fiction movie or something, you know?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He almost did a Star
Trek movie.
Anyway, so
yeah, we get the key card. Now we can go upstairs.
But when she grabs the key card, it's she's trying to hack the systems. I didn't know that Tifa was a hacker, but apparently she can hack systems. And the gates open, and then she's like, "But I didn't do anything."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, I guess that either she's a hacker or Shinra computers don't have passwords.
Well, maybe there's a post-it note
field. So why the fuck would you need a password on this computer?
I mean, everybody
have a password. It's called force field.
Yeah, everyone's just using these Shinra computers all the time. Remember in that reactor when we were just diverting units away from a mech?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
we just knew how to do it.
I feel like this is the first chunker that has cell phones in it, though, which I found very strange.
I love it when one of these characters pulls out a fucking cell phone.
These guys have really cell phones?
Just because Cloud doesn't have a cell phone doesn't mean no one has a cell phone.
I mean, Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, Aerith.
Well, they might all have cell phones, but we only really see it from Cloud's perspective. So it's who are they going to call? Not Cloud. He doesn't have a phone.
I just have a fart noise.
I was a soldier first class. Former.
They only gave us Motorola razors.
I loved the Motorola razor.
Me too, I had a razor.
So, are the cell phones, I forget, are they touch screens or are they keypad cell phones?
They're touch screens. They have smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanessa,
what's? Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
quick question. Sorry, this is a little tangent, but it's
Yeah.
about Cloud. How do you feel about Cloud now?
Like now, right now?
Well, compared to how
now
much you
at
hated
this-
him in the first episode we recorded.
Well, I did come around to liking Cloud better at this point in the game. However,
Right.
if you ask me next week, I'm going to have some other things to say.
Would you
but-
say...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead first.
He really won me over with his willingness to embrace how well he did with his hair and his makeup when he was in his disguise.
Would you say that you've looked at Cloud from both sides now? Like, from up and down, and still somehow it's Cloud's illusions that you recall. You really don't know Cloud at all.
I think I know him pretty well. He, you know, he's kind of an open book, like to everyone except himself. So I feel comfortable with my level of familiarity with him.
But I was making
for
up
asking.
verses for this morning when I was trying to fall asleep. I've told you before that I have a problem of making parody lyrics when I really should be sleeping.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Buster swords fly in the air, feathered canyons of spiky hair, metal pauldrons hung with care. I've looked at Cloud that way. I didn't get to the second lyric.
Touching.
So the doors open, and I believe we find a key card in the kiosk.
Why
And
did
that
you
allows
do
us
it, Alan
access-
Rickman?
That allows us access to the upper floors.
Is this where we get to pick elevator or stairs,
You
or
wrote
is that
the
after
notes.
this?
You should fucking know.
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is
I
where
remember.
this is where you get to pick elevator or stairs. Last time I did stairs, so I was like, I'm going on the elevator this time.
I did the
I've
stairs. I love
always done the stairs. Yeah,
They're fun.
I've
Yep.
never done the elevator, actually.
I also did the stairs. Always pick stairs. It was amazing. I didn't think they would actually have the guts to do it and make you walk up every single one of those stairs, but they had the guts all right.
You know, and I really appreciated the fact that Tifa beats the shit out of you in this stair climbing contest. You can get behind Barrett, but you can he's pretty easy to catch up to. It starts off letting you run up the stairs, but I like that the game then kind of takes that option away after about 10 flights of stairs, and you can only
Is this
walk.
a Chivo situation where you can beat her, or is she impossible to beat?
I can't imagine how you could possibly
No,
beat her.
she
The
was
game
always like-
stops you from running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cloud slows down the further he gets up the stairs.
Yeah,
Right.
by the end, you are crawling up the stairs, and it's kind of a nightmare. But, you know, a good kind. It was fun.
Well, the
There were
elevator
some great
was a lot
character
of
moments
fun.
here. Sorry, Johnny.
Get lots of fun banter.
Okay, well, let's
Yeah.
talk about your fun moments, and we'll talk about my fun moments.
All right. There was a lot of fun banter, and I really enjoyed Cloud and Barrett's developing relationship. And I enjoyed Tifa's impatience for their developing relationship, which is based around a lot of sort of bantering at each other. And then they both kind of claim that they aren't fighting, and Tifa's like, just shut up!
As they get closer to the top, and Barrett starts whining at you like, "Wait up, man!" It's great.
That reminds me of the time that I made Julio climb a mountain with me. He got so mad by the end that he was not talking to me.
Julio.
All right, making fun of Johnny's ex-boyfriends on the show. That's the level of podcast we are.
Well, I mean, I've made fun of that when we were dating, too.
To his face.
Yeah.
Well, since we're having X talk, have I ever told you guys that my
Wow.
See, let me make a note here. Edit met out at 50.
Yeah. Barrett also sings a little song. It goes like this. Another day, another struggle. Climbing stairs is so much trouble.
This game fleshes Barrett out in a way that is just fucking wonderful.
Yeah, he's great. He is genuinely a lot of fun in this version.
Sneakily
Way
the best
better.
character in the game.
Squeakily?
Sneakily.
Wait till you play the DLC, man.
Barrett's in the DLC? Will you stop
No.
fucking spoiling the DLC?
I didn't say Barrett was in the DLC, you idiot.
No spoiler. I'm kicking you out of the call right now.
Barrett also has a moment where he starts laughing maniacally and does not stop
Materia's
for a
50
really long
materia?
time. What?
What? Nothing.
What?
I just said one materia is 50 materia. It was a joke.
Oh no!
We're not
I know what
doing-
that is.
I think you should leave jokes.
Oh,
We're not doing
Jim
it.
looks
You've
serious.
overdone it.
He's looking at me with
I
his
thought
arms
you were
crossed.
I thought you were making another obscure song reference, and you were going to start singing again. And I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Oh no! I was making I think you should leave reference.
Listen, if I want a comedy that's just references to a bunch of other things, I'll watch a scary movie, okay?
Oh wow! I feel that's a
Suck on
harsh
that,
takedown.
Wayans.
I hate those movies.
This show's turning into a real Family Guy situation.
Okay, well, it's my fault. I have all these pent up over 2 weeks now, so I had to let them all out.
Oh,
at
that's
once.
right. You weren't here, and it is kind of cruel of me to deny it.
No,
I'll
it's
just-
fine. It's fine.
I'll just say some Taskmaster quotes to balance it out.
I did get Aerith. The one thing I wanted to mention from last week is that I got the date with Aerith in outside her house, and he's like,
yeah.
"How are you here? Is this a dream?" She's like, "Well, what do you think?" She was not
Weird.
Yeah, she was like a vision, and she was made out of Mako, so that was weird. Vanessa, you didn't. I thought you would like that scene, but you seemed a little annoyed by it.
I'm not annoyed by it. I'm sus.
Oh, you don't think that was Aerith?
I think she's sus.
I think she's
'Cause
sus too.
Because she can teleport places and is
She
made
can
out
teleport
of Mako?
places. She's made out of Mako. She knows everything. She can read everyone's mind. She's acting sus all the time. She seems to know all about Sephiroth, and she has no decent right to know anything about Sephiroth.
I have a
It's
theory about
sus. I have a theory about it too.
But I
What's your
like,
theory that
We're
she's
not at the end
Jenova?
of the game.
but I like that line that she says. I think they use that in the trailer in that little date moment where she's like, "Everyone dies," and it's kind of what you do about.
Ooh, Aerith.
That ties into my theory.
Oh, what's your theory?
Yeah.
Or is that we'll talk about that tomorrow? I guess, right? Or you can talk about it
Tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Talk
Talk
about it
now.
next chunker.
That was a recorded-
Yeah,
we're gonna
I'll
talk about
wait.
it
I
tomorrow.
guess. He means next week.
Yeah, I meant next week. I meant next week. Sorry.
So we climb the stairs.
Or take the elevator, and
Or
there's a
take the
couple
elevator.
of fun. The stop number one is just some Shinra guards. You get face to face with them, and they're like, and you fight them. And then floor 2, Cloud just brings his sword out immediately, and it's like right next to this lady's face, and she screams and runs away. And he is like, well, I guess she's calling the guards. And then floor number 3 is some businessmen get on, and they're all, and Tifa, Barrett, and Cloud are trying to act nonchalant in the background while these like executives are getting on
sounds
and
great.
talking. That's really fun. That's a great look. And that's
I like
it.
That.
That's the elevator. There's one fight. It was pretty silly and fun. I liked it.
So what happens when we
So-
get to the top, Jim?
We get to the top. There's a cut. Is there a cutscene with who's Scarlet? Is this where you get your Scarlet cutscene?
Sure. It's where we learn, where I learned which Chris Vanessa would use as a footstool.
It's true. You did ask me that question.
I think Scarlet's a little too cartoonishly evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is she evil, or is she just living her
Digger
truth?
is as well. It's like a joke.
Maybe she's just being a girl boss.
They are kind of
Yeah.
He-Man villain level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, she's just sort of...
Well, first we hear some jazzy music, and it has lyrics, and it's like, Fireworks in the sky, passion and splendor in the sky. What you see is what you get. I'm gonna fulfill all your desires. And so it's like this super sultry song, and then we cut to a Shinra laboratory where she is sitting in a throne-like chair with her feet up on a Shinra guard who is on all fours. Mm-hmm. This is, I assume, consensual kink, and it's fine.
It doesn't look like it's consensual kink at all. It looks like an employee being abused.
There's a great. I can't remember if it's in this part or one of the other cutscenes, but she's using this dude as a footstool, stands up,
And he
gives a speech, and then leaves the room, and he's scuttled after her, on all fours.
Vanessa, I would say that she's obviously his superior, so even if it's consensual, there is a questionable power dynamic in a workplace.
Yeah, you're right. She also doesn't seem overly concerned with employee safety, since she does leave the employees in the lab behind to die when their experiment starts going wrong.
Yeah, well, And she does threaten pain to people who give her reports she doesn't like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you did ask me which Hollywood Chris I would use as a footstool, and I, of course, chose Pratt.
That makes sense.
He has a broad back and sturdy-looking limbs, and I'd like to put my feet on him. I wouldn't like to, but if I had to choose, which I did because you posited the question.
Yeah, because you weren't going to put Pine on all fours.
I would never.
I'm glad I don't have to edit this episode.
Hemsworth is too tall.
Oh,
so
I'm editing. All this is staying in.
even if Hemsworth was on
Jin's
all fours.
weekend to edit, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Never
That's what
mind
they say.
that.
He'd be too tall. And Evans, I don't think it's his best angle.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we get to the 60th floor or whatever, and we meet like this AI who's like, "Let's start your tour of the Shinra Corporation."
This is fucking awful. Like, God, this game just very intentionally grabs the controller away from you, and it's like, I'm playing now. You're going to sit and listen to this, and then I'm going to make you wait a solid 60 seconds after each room before I'll even let you open the fucking door.
Well, you got to see the end, the end of those videos, the whole presentation.
Crazy. Jim,
I liked it.
Explain what I'm
I
talking
love edutainment.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I guess Jim doesn't want to explain what I'm talking
No,
about.
sorry, I'm trying to find a list of all the directors. I can't remember all their names. But we get this tour of Shinra as a company. I think the first room is like President Shinra's like it's not treasure room, but there's lots of artifacts about the Shinra, beginnings of the Shinra company, and a big statue of President Shinra. Big Easter egg here, guys. This is what I was talking about a few episodes ago. If you look in, I'm going to put an image in the chat.
Ooh. That's
If you
just
look at one
Mario
of-
as an elephant.
If you look at this old photo here, do you notice who's in the front row in the middle?
Master Chief.
It's Aerith.
That's Shinra from Final Fantasy X too.
What?
What?
Oh, the kid?
Remember Shinra? Yeah, the kid, Shinra.
There's not a kid there. There's just a man in a mask.
Well, that's him grown up.
How do you know?
He had
It's
that,
a fucking Easter egg.
did he
The
have
little
that
kid
mask?
who's like, I know everything. That kid?
Yeah, I think the implication is that he grew up and started messing with Mako, and he started the Shinra Corporation.
Are you trying to tell me
What?
that this world takes place on the same planet as Final Fantasy X?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Matthew, I posted a picture of Shinra, which will make a little bit more sense.
I swear to God, it's going to be Mario as an elephant.
It's not Mario. I did think about it, but no.
Okay. Thank you, John. That does help.
Yeah. Because I
So
forgot
the
he was wearing a
implication
mask.
is that this is set in the same world as
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X.
Huh. Huh.
which was already implied because, Shinra in Final Fantasy X. Weird.
Yeah, he does
Weird and
talk
stupid.
about life Mako, right?
He does. Yeah, he's going on about Mako.
And that's what those, like, when What's-Her-Face is sending, Mako globs fly out.
Yeah, they call it Fireflies.
Okay, here's the
in
thing that I want
10,
to talk
but-
about here. Here's the problem that I have with this. If Shinra from Final Fantasy X-2 is the same Shinra that created the Shinra Corporation, then all this shit happened in his lifetime, meaning these people should remember and be talking about
you're right.
Sin, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
remembers
About that.
fucking Sin. Nobody
I mean,
talks
who knows
about
how
Sin.
long? Who knows how long ago this picture was taken?
Yeah, maybe. Well, but also when that kid was a kid in Albed school, did they have schools like that?
What are you
Listen, it's a
talking
picture from
about?
School. I
Yeah,
think it's a
what
picture
are you
from-
talking about?
I think it's a picture of Shinra employees.
Oh, I thought it was
It said, like,
those are all
that's-
adults.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like when they first started trying to like mine or whatever Mako, started to harvest Mako.
So there
It
must
just
have
seems
been
like-
some kind of cross-universe transport, is what you're saying.
Just seems like a big plot hole. Also, as we have discussed, when you cast,
You're a plot hole.
Is it Meteor in Final Fantasy VII, the original?
Yeah.
You see the our solar system, meaning that it's Earth. So Final Fantasy X is Earth, and Final Fantasy VII is Earth.
That was
That's
just
true.
stock footage.
That's an
But
excuse.
it labels all the planets like Saturn and stuff.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
That's an excuse. Like, that's what they put in the game. It's our solar system, so that means that this is Earth.
And Jeopardy, don't forget Jeopardy play. Oh wait, that was Secret of Mana.
Yeah, so we see lots of stuff here about Shinra. That's really the only cool thing that really stuck out was the Final Fantasy X-2 tie-in. And then we go through like this hall that introduces us to all the different like departments in Shinra,
Each with their own color and logo.
each with their own color and logo. Scarlet is the director of like research and development.
Yep. Heidegger is weapons.
Heidegger
Security.
is security. Yeah.
Okay.
Hojo is science.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How is that different than research and development?
Isn't Scarlet
know.
like PR?
Scarlet does weapons. right?
Yeah, she does
Oh, okay.
weapons.
Does she?
So what does
Yeah.
Heidegger do? Security?
Heidegger does security.
What does the tubby
Reeve-
dude do?
That's Palmer.
He does space.
Palmer is aerospace.
Space,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And
Reeve?
Reeve Twesty is urban development.
Yeah, urban
Right.
development.
More like dreamy development.
Yes, pretend to be a cat toy for me.
Reeve's the ultimate man. A man who can be a man or a cat.
Or a big Moogle.
Or a big Moogle. I'm fine with that too.
Whisper at me through your megaphone, Reeve.
Do you think the is the Moogle part of Cait Ketchi, is that the tallest Moogle you've ever seen, or the third tallest Moogle?
No, that's the...
How does that work? Does he have like two PlayStation controllers in each hand,
Yeah.
and he does the cat with one and the Moogle with the other?
Oh, too soon to talk about those PlayStation controllers.
Yeah, too soon.
No, those were Logitech controllers. So,
Logitech PlayStation controllers.
Too soon.
oh really?
I was reading about Reeve Twesty.
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 We've Twesty.
Yeah.
And his background, and it said that originally there was sort of a plot line where it was explained that he is an inspire who can animate inorganic matter and manipulate it like telepathically, but that was cut out of the show. By show I mean game.
Whoa.
That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Like an Esper?
Oh, maybe that's what inspire means. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, he's special. He's my special boy.
Eventually, eventually,
more
well, like
sense.
a couple of these are really short because like you don't really get to hear much from Palmer because it says all of his programs are on hold. So
And,
he's not really doing anything.
One of them was just real mad about having to record.
Hojo.
Was that Hojo? Okay.
Yeah, Hojo's like, isn't my time better spent, doing science stuff?
You think that with those bad takes, they would have not used their audio?
Yeah.
This looks like a high... I mean, you're someone who develops these kind of things, right? Like, you develop evil corporation exhibits professionally.
Yeah, just make someone else do it and say it was Hojo.
Yeah. Who's going to know?
Yeah. So we make it through here, and I think our next stop is the mayor, right?
Yes.
We
Mayor
meet the
Domino.
mayor. Yeah, going back to what Vanessa said earlier, that when Tifa goes to like escape from the little security booth, she's like, "I didn't do anything," and the gate opened. Mm-hmm. That's because Mr. Mayor's been helping you out. He's an Avalanche collaborator,
and he's the best.
He is the best.
Okay, see, look, that's why the cat was doing that, because that's what Hojo was doing, or not Hojo, Tuesti was doing. Yeah, Reeve. Yeah. But look, the cat's like sitting on his... I have so many questions. There's a picture of Ketchi sitting on Reeve's lap. What is that? Is he sitting on his own lap? If he pets himself, does he feel it? Is it like a stranger? Or is it like tickling yourself and it doesn't really work?
This is masturbation.
Okay.
You know what? Let's just leave that right there. Just leave it right there.
And also, what are these drawings?
No need to riff on that.
Pink cat ears. Why does that drawing have pink cat ears and a little crown?
To indicate that he's a little kitty man on the inside.
Yeah,
so
the little cat guy wears a crown.
Is Ketchi his persona?
Maybe.
No.
Okay.
Well, you've just introduced a horrible new headcanon into the world.
All right, let's move on. So we get someone comes up to us and is like, "You guys are." Does he say like you guys are Avalanche, or like my boss wants to come talk to you or something? I forget. It's a very fancy butler man who comes to talk to you, and everyone's like, "Huh? Well, I get like it doesn't seem like you're in trouble. It seems like everything's cool." So you go to the library, and the butler man walks you past these real cute like Wally and Eve style robots that are, I guess, like putting the books away.
Yeah.
And they all say things like, the mayor is bad, Shinra is bad. So you talk to all the robots. They're pretty fun.
Yeah.
And you get introduced to the mayor, who has gone insane.
Yeah.
Has he?
He seems to... Well, I don't know if you've ever worked a job where you have had absolutely nothing to do all day and it's pointless and it makes you question capitalism, your life, and your choices. That seems to be where he's at. He is a token head of the city. He has no power whatsoever and is just left to become a librarian and has gone insane.
And he tells us that he knows of someone who can help us get to the upper floors, but we need to like approach them in the employee like break area and say the mayor is, and then they're supposed to respond the best.
Well, that's because you find out that he's working with Avalanche.
Yeah, he's Avalanche collaborator.
And you get a little screen of Wedge saying hi.
This introduction to the mayor was it was similar to the Shinra Museum where I hated it and I just wanted them to stop talking. Please stop talking and wasting my time introducing me to this character that doesn't matter and I don't care about.
Well,
Did you guys talk to the mayor's butler afterwards?
A little bit. I can't remember.
If
what
you
he
talk
said.
to him,
pay
if you
him
talk
like
to him
10,000
a
gil.
couple times, yeah, and if you give him money, what does he do? Oh, you have to give him
the person that you're looking for like looks really sharp. It's not much.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think in this area, it's a room like right around here. You get a really good weapon for Barrett. You get the EKG cannon here.
Damn it! Come on!
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I did get it.
Well, I missed it.
So we go find the guy. You can talk to a whole bunch of people, but the guy you want to talk to, the guy that you want to talk to is the guy that's outside of the VR combat VR.
You can see his
situation.
penis.
Uh-oh. Oh, my lord.
Well, we know Vanessa's been jerking it too.
You can see his scrotum.
Oh, boy.
It's like a 3D rendering of the model of Reeve from the game, and he's wearing clothing, and then standing behind him is a naked 3D model of him from the game, and you can see just the little hint of scrot peeking out.
Yep. So I talked to everybody pretty much before I got to the right guy, and a lot of you people, you keep saying the mayor is, and you're like walking through this cafeteria. Like, I said it to the lady working the cash register, to like these people having lunch. It was really fun.
Yeah, I liked saying it to the lady at the cash register because she was like, "Mayo? We don't have mayo here. Sorry."
What the fuck? What kind of commissary is this? Fuck.
Why is Nick Cage here? Nick Cage, get out. You're not welcome on this show.
Wow. Even after the Cage-a-sance?
It's
Did
true.
pig mean nothing to you?
Yeah. What about The Color of Space and Mandy?
I did not watch Color Out of Space. I really wanted to.
It's a good movie.
I'll tell you, this is a sidebar that I guess Jim should probably cut. But over the weekend, Paul texted me and said, "Have you heard of this movie Pig?" And I was like, Jim and John and Vanessa love that movie. And he was like, cool. And about 30 minutes later, I got a message that said I had to turn it off.
Wow.
I guess Paul just doesn't like cinema.
Yeah. So we talked to you finally find the real informant who's working for Avalanche. He is standing right next to a Shinra simulator, and he's like, well, the only way I'm going to trust you with this information and this key card is if you beat this very easy level of the Shinra combat simulator. And so, of course, having a limited amount of time, I did spend most of my game time in this playing through every single challenge.
Yeah, I did as well.
The Shinra combat simulator, because I wanted to get those sweet was it weapon books or whatever, efficiency books.
How do you do? Aren't there ones with Aerith in them?
Not that I know.
No, not in the simulator.
Oh
No.
Oh, that's in the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you replay it on like New Game Plus, you get some extra Aerith stuff.
I know that you also can do extra fights at the Coliseum during the nighttime wall market. Oh, but she's not there. I have no idea. Maybe that is a New Game Plus thing or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, he's not inside that suit. That's not canon.
I'll stop. I'm done sending Reeve fan art.
There's fan art of Ketchi, and except it looks like a Pixar version of Reeve.
It does. I don't like it.
Yeah, and he's inside the big Moogle robot, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
He's in it looks like a Teddy suit, like Teddy from Persona 4, where you gotta like unzip the head or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's lots of pictures of Reeve making out with Barrett.
Yeah.
Huh. But there's some slash fic about that too.
There's
Probably.
some of him making out with Vincent Valentine as well. Seems to be
Ooh.
a split in the fandom.
Well, I do like some people just like bad boys.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
the real bummer is
different.
that there's no fan art of him making out with Vanessa, which is clearly what she's looking for.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
But
I'm going to
she
keep
has
looking
to-
until I find it.
You just have to commission it. It's like $100.
Right, it's true. And you should support artists by commissioning work.
I mean,
One
you
thing
can
I
probably
would-
find it. You can probably use some AI to create it, right, Vanessa?
No.
I would never. I wouldn't. I've
Besides,
never-
then Vanessa and Reeve would have like 15 fingers, and Vanessa's mouth would be all fucked up, and yeah, exactly. So, you do the combat simulator. I did some of the bonus ones just to get extra stuff. That was fun. Not really worth it, but I had fun. And then you get a key card up to the next floor. And he's like, oh, yeah, so maybe if you want to listen in on those meetings, you should check out the bathrooms. Because there's like a convenient, what do you call those? Air hole. Air holes.
A vent.
A vent.
Yeah.
Yes, an air hole. Jesus Christ.
An air hole is what sits on the top of a dolphin.
Oh, that's a blowhole.
Jim
That's
just sent
what
a...
I used to call my... I'm sorry. Cut that, Jim.
No. Jim, do not.
Jim,
That's the
cut
episode title.
That's what I used to call.
Just my...
the
so-
blowhole. Yeah, I mean...
All right, I got it.
Did you guys get it? The blow hole?
I tried
I
walking
didn't
in the
get it
ladies'
first,
bathroom, and Tifa got
sorry,
so
John.
mad. She got so
Yeah, Tifa's like, no.
John's not letting us have
can't-
fun. He wants to make us move on. From a
I
great
know.
Joke.
He's not even talking about Jim doing a AI image generator search for old-timey lady making out with Reeve Toosey.
Ooh. Let me know.
Old-timey lady. Well, Vanessa, I think they pegged you. I think they figured you out.
So let's see the result. Did you pay? Do you have to pay
All right,
$5
yeah,
or
hold
something?
on. No, I don't have to pay anything. Hold on.
Old-timey lady. Jesus Christ. I mean, what a
listeners, just look up pretty old timey lady, and it's almost always Vanessa. Like
Yeah,
especially
that's
like
true.
lots of hair.
Look up the Gibson girl. That's about me.
Lots of hair. What are you trying to say about Vanessa, John?
She has big hair. Mm-hmm. She's like Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah. Remember when our mutual friend Courtney this week sent me satin pillowcases because she saw a picture of my woke up like this frizz and took pity on me?
No, I missed
don't-
that.
I don't think this AI image generator knows what a Reeve 2SD is. Or what I mean by old-timey.
Let's
It's
see.
like
Let's
it's like
see.
Vincent Price making out with the Titanic lady.
Let's
Sounds
see it.
odd.
I want to see it.
I mean, they're not really kissing, but look like they
Oh,
maybe
okay.
want to.
Yeah, I think you have to say 1920s. Say like 1920s girl.
Say Gibson girl.
Gibson girl.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This looks exactly like Vanessa and Reeve.
The Reeve isn't bad. The Reeve, he's a little older. He's got like a mustache instead of a beard.
All right. Image
can't-
generating.
You can't see his fingers, so we don't know how many fingers he has stuffed in that old woman.
This is
God, we get so fucking gross on this show.
I think I don't know. I feel like I'm extra spicy because I missed an episode. Oh well, the hair. But can you say like redo it, but with darker hair?
It also looks nothing like Reeve or
no,
Vanessa.
it doesn't.
It looks something like Reeve.
She's
Think-
pretty hot though.
I don't.
Good job,
I don't
AI.
think AI is advanced enough to
Yeah.
produce an image that horny.
See, this is why you have to pay a actual artist
Yeah.
to generate fan art of Vanessa making out with Reeve Twesty, or ask our listeners.
Yeah, listeners, send up. No, I don't actually think I do want them to send in their best fan art of me making out with Reeve Twesty. Come to think of it,
Could catch
Please
you
don't do
sitting
it.
on your lap.
no, nope.
Uh-oh, Jim broke his mic.
No, I unplugged my headphones on accident.
Oh, okay. All right, so we now get this key card, and now we listen into a corporate meeting. And I do like how much of this is very in line with the original Final Fantasy. I thought this is a chapter where I think the stuff they added was mostly pretty fun. I didn't like the Tifa stuff, but I kind of liked the museum. It was a little cheesy because that entire style of thing has been in so many BioShock clone or BioShock style games. Like the corporate museum where it explains the whole corporation's deal. It's kind of a game cliche by now. Mm-hmm. But I like this chapter a lot. I think I had a lot of fun. I thought it was clever and had some neat reinterpretations of stuff from the original game.
Why are you giving us your squarely against when we're halfway through the chapter?
Okay.
Here's a question. Why aren't we talking about Shinra Boy in his cute lab coat standing outside the virtual simulator thing?
Oh yeah.
Chadley, our buddy Chadley.
I finally got
Yay.
Leviathan, which is great.
It's not hard. You just have to kill it.
I was too low level, I think, the first time.
It's hilarious to me that they added this thing of like, you can fight your summons, and there are 3.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Is it only? Oh, there's only 3 in the VR thing, right?
Yeah.
You can get Bahamut, I think, but only in like New Game Plus.
Right. And
That's
and like
correct.
you don't fight Choco and
Yeah, Chocomog or
Yeah.
Fat. Oh no, you fight Fat Chocobo.
you do fight Fat Chocobo.
There's one in the DLC. There's one more in the DLC.
Ooh. And apparently you get Carbuncle, but it's not working in my version. don't know
I
what
can't
I've
get it
done.
to work in my version either.
Maybe you had to like buy a digital deluxe version or something. I don't know.
No, you just had to go from the PS4 to the upgraded Intergrade.
Oh, maybe I didn't do that. I don't know. I tried upgrading it. I've bought that game like 50 times, or like that upgrade like 2 different times that it didn't.
Oh,
work.
me too. Yeah.
I don't understand. It's I don't know. I should ask for my money back.
So did we talk about how we get into the air vent and peek in on
Yeah.
the Shinra meeting?
We got to go into the men's room. And I like that Tifa's so apprehensive about going in. She's like, is it okay if I go in there? And you go in there and it's empty. And she's like, oh, thank God.
There are some urinals, though. We get
There
to see
are.
the full urine.
I did want. I realized now. Next time I play this game, I do want to take photos of every single toilet in this game because I'm having so much fun. I forgot there's a photo mode, so you can like take pictures, but it doesn't have the God of War like
Where you
thumbs
can
up
change
and
the facial
smiling.
expressions.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
that
really
would have
funny.
made it 100% better. But still, I have been using the photo mode to take pictures of every single toilet now, but it's already the end of the game.
Why toilets?
I just think it's funny that there's all these like well-modeled toilets in this game.
So what do we hear in this meeting? I think there are some Shinra people talking about like they need to have a proposal for rebuilding Sector 7.
Yeah, that's not in the
Done
meeting.
ASAP.
Reeve tries to butt in and talk about his plan to rebuild, but President Shinra just shuts him down and is like, we don't care. And Reeve's like, why? And Scarlet's like, Neo Midgar.
Oh, that's right. Now that they have Aerith who can lead them to the promised land, they're like, we don't give a crap about Midgar. We care about Neo Midgar.
Yeah, we're going to build a better Midgar, and only us
What?
libertarians will be there, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. What do you think they think this is? Do they think it's like a hidden continent or like a land under the sea or in the
Well-
center of the earth, or do they think it's another dimension? What do they think it is?
In
It
that big
makes
ass
no
cutscene,
sense.
we see here in a minute when we go into that projection room, the voiceover is like, "Are the ancients waiting for us in a little corner of the world with boundless Makos?" They think it's somewhere. They just haven't discovered it yet.
It went-
Yeah.
It went from corporate propaganda to like Scientology or cult propaganda right away. This is real, like, and with Unitarianism, you will. What's the one called in Dead Space?
Oh,
Unitology?
Unitologists, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Unitarianism's a real thing, and from what
Yeah.
I understand, they're not that bad.
Okay.
No, it's very progressive.
But yeah, it's got this. I've seen videos like this for Scientology and like super Christian places that are like, and this is what it's going to be like after the rapture, or this is what when you get all your thetans aligned. And so it's showing this. I loved this VR room that you step into. It was amazing. And Barrett is like, Cloud and Barrett are both going like, what? Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like
Vanessa
you've never been to
hated
a
this
planetarium
scene.
before.
Why
So
did
is
you
it-
hate this scene so much, Vanessa?
I hated this scene because it
Wait,
makes
hold on,
no...
wait. Let's set it up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's set it up.
You
a little
set it
bit.
up. We'll critique.
Okay. All right.
Set it up,
So
I'll knock it down.
So there's this big like room that you can go into that's got like a full 3D projection that shows you all about Mako. And it kind of puts you back with the ancients in like a little village, and it talks about the ancients who are like the progenitors of current civilization. They could speak to the planet and kind of do I think they say bend the power of the planet to their will, and they could create materia. And then it says there was a big cataclysm. They were hit by a meteor, and it wiped out their civilization. And Shinra is kind of taking up their mantle. But they do say that there's like a surviving text from the ancients that says, we can talk to the planet. There's a promised land. We're going to go find paradise.
Is any of this in Final Fantasy X?
It's talked about, but it's not. You don't see it like this.
All right, time for me to knock this down.
Hold on. One more thing. And then it shuts down, and you think it's over, and then another one fires up. But it's like Cloud having a vision, and he sees a vision of meteor hitting Midgar like it does in the original, and like those big cyclones wiping stuff out. Then he sees Sephiroth murder Tifa and Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay, Vanessa, proceed.
This story makes no sense. What they are claiming is that there was a race of humanoids that populated the Earth 2,000 years ago. And then a meteor wiped them all out. And now there aren't any except for one. First of all, 2,000 years is not long enough for another advanced civilization to rise out of the absolute destruction of a whole civilization. And secondly, 2,000 years isn't long enough for humanoids to have evolved. So are they saying that there used to be ancients and humans both living around the planet together?
Yeah, are they like Neanderthals? What is this?
Yeah, what is this? That's my question. What are they? What are you talking about? Jim, explain it.
He can't because it's nonsense.
Have you ever watched an episode of Mystery Science Theater, and in the opening credits in that song, they're like, you might wonder about the details of what's going on, but maybe you should just relax.
Okay, but Jim, you have more than once claimed to be the lore master.
I am
Final
the lore
Fantasy
master.
VII. Yeah,
but that's not lore that's explained. I'm an encyclopedia of in-game
lore.
presented
That's the lore.
That's not the lore.
They did just present it in the game.
You're aghast at the implication that either human beings evolved in that short amount of time, or there were other humans besides the ancients. I don't know the answer. The game doesn't tell you.
And if they all got wiped out, then what is Aerith?
She's I don't know, man.
She's a Cetra. They're called Cetra.
Well,
Yeah.
It doesn't say that they were all wiped out. It says that it just says their civilization never recovered from this catastrophe.
Okay.
So there's a dwindling Cetra
So
population.
maybe like one of Aerith's ancestors was like a straggling survivor refugee, and then just decided to bone one of these Neanderthal humans that were hanging out.
They can reproduce with humans?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Gast,
Aerith's not
as you've
full-
told me, Gast is Aerith's father.
I did tell
What?
you that, but we don't
Why
know
is that
that
a
at
thing?
this point.
Vanessa
guys
kept
talking
telling
about?
me that Gast is Aerith's father.
I only told you that because you started to claim that Hojo is Aerith's
I was
father,
asking-
which is an
I was
insane
asking.
thing.
Hojo is
asking.
Sephiroth's father.
That's what I told him.
I don't think that's correct. Hojo
That is
doesn't look
correct!
Hojo doesn't look like a person that's ever had sex ever. in
No,
his
he
life.
didn't have sex. He just used his sperm to fertilize.
Oh
Lucretia's
yeah,
egg.
Yeah,
I remember
like
that
a real
actually.
creep.
That's what happened. And then you learn about Professor Gast in the snowy village in the original Final Fantasy VII because they have a little house up there, him and Ifalna. Anyways, what do you guys think about besides Vanessa's evolutionary questions? How do you guys feel about this little vision that Cloud has?
Well, so did Cloud just get start spacing out and mixing the actual VR video with his nightmare? Is that what happened?
But don't Tifa and Barrett also see a version of this? Because doesn't Tifa say something like, "What was that meteor?" or whatever?
I don't
Yeah.
think she says meteor. I thought she just said,
Yeah.
"What was that?" referring to Cloud like tripping the heck out.
So they didn't see
okay.
anything. It was just Cloud reacting.
That was my interpretation.
I want to see the Tifa POV of this scene where Cloud's just like freaking out in an empty room.
Well, I wanted to see the POV of Barrett, Tifa, and Cloud fighting those whispers.
Oh, I know, right? or them even in the VR thing with VR headsets on, like swinging their swords around. So yeah, Cloud has a vision here. We again, he's again, like he has been the whole game, been seeing things that have not happened yet in the original game at this point.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, there's some timeline crossing happening.
All right, let's get to fucking Hojo's lab.
Hojo's lab. So first they see, so they get out of this weird, what do you call it, planetarium thing, and they see Hojo and they start following Hojo, which is a great idea. Until one of them knocks something over. Hojo sees that they're there, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to capture me, huh? You're going to make me take you to Aerith? How about you fight this monster?"
Yeah.
It aggravated
Hojo's
the
like
shit
a
out of me that they just like, they don't do anything. They're just kind of like, Barrett holds him at gunpoint in a world where guns are useless.
He held them at
Fucking
big
slap
spiky
some cuffs on this dude.
spiky mace points.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is fucking hilarious. That if you have a melee weapon on Barrett, he'll still hold it up to them like it's a gun, and it looks so silly.
I think the game expected you to find that EKG cannon.
I did last time too. That's the worst part.
I like that they
I
kept...
did, but I switched it off. I got the weapon and switched it off because I like Barrett as a melee character. He's fun.
I like that they kept Hojo's, like, the whole, like, Hojo's, like, battle gimmick in the first one was to, like, just inflict you with a bunch of status effects. And I like that they kept that with this boss fight, because this boss, more than any others in the game that I can remember, it just tries to inflict a bunch of negative status effects on you. Like silence and poison and all that kind of stuff. I don't use poison in this game. I don't know.
It's
if
actually
you
really,
use it.
it's super useful. There's a couple of
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a couple of monsters I fought that was like, oh, poisoning them just really helps with the fight.
I tried to use poison with my elemental materia to see
Yeah, I
if
was
I could
gonna
make
ask.
like a poison sword, and it didn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I thought
too bad.
Didn't that work in the original? Or maybe it didn't.
I don't remember. But I do like the way that they render the elements on Cloud's sword when you're in battle. Like if you have Blizzard, his sword will get little frost crystals on it, and it'll be on fire if you have fire.
I kept lightning on my weapon the entire game. In fact, I don't know. I picked up a second elemental. I don't know when. I just noticed it in my inventory.
I only have the one.
I don't know when I got it, but I noticed
I
it in
have
my
two.
inventory. And so I gave Tifa fire fists, and just
Nice.
what a fucking delight. Tifa's
I just
the
swap
best
her out.
character
Yeah, I
in
put
the
on
game.
Tifa, and I always swap it out based on what we're fighting. But
The
yeah,
first time
that's
I
neat.
played this, well, I guess we're not there yet, so we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know. We're 2 hours into this recording, and we're still in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah. So we break Aerith out. We also meet another experiment here by the name of Red 13.
Kitty.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there's some great music when he shows up.
Yeah, you get that like Cosmo Canyon drum beat
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
I like that.
Red 13's fucking delightful. It's a bummer that that he shows up, but you never actually get to like have him in your party.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of maybe they felt like it was too late in the game to introduce, like more weapons to grind out and stuff like that. But I was kind of annoyed that like he'll fight with you, but he's not in your party.
I like his AI is pretty good though, I think. But yeah, it's a bummer that you can't like equip a bunch of magic on him and watch him cast spells and stuff. That would be fun. Let's see. So how do we end up in Eris' room? I don't remember how we get from the lab to Eris' room.
Boss and Hojo like runs up the elevator, and once you fight the boss, then Cloud has
freaks
yet
out
another
again.
vision. This
Yeah.
time of Jenova.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like,
right, because at the center of Hojo's lab, yeah, he's really close. Yeah.
He goes stumbling down the hall, and all his friends just look at him until he collapses. And then they're like, oh, I guess we should move him or something.
Yeah, and you wake up in Eris' room because, like, she and Afalna, her mother... Was her mother held captive here, too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were here together. There's lots of drawings from when, like, Aerith was a kid. She colored one of the walls. Weird that, they would have just left this up. Nobody cleaned up this room.
Maybe they thought it was like
they
a
left?
clue to the promised land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, if you look at
yeah.
that, if you look at her drawings on the wall, there's some like weirdly specific stuff, like pictures
Yeah.
of like people in like religious or ceremonial garb, and it's like, why would a tiny child be drawing
It reminds
this?
me of
Lots of
that
flowers.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Jim might know this. The Denver International Airport mural that everyone thinks is a huge conspiracy, but it is kind of weird, and it's
Yeah,
like
they
the
think
same area
it's-
with the big Mason symbol. So
Yeah,
what
don't
were they
they-
thinking?
Yeah, it's, people have lots of theories about the Denver airport.
Yep.
Don't they think there's something underneath it? Like a
Yes.
portal
Yes.
to hell or something?
Yes. I had a friend
Portal to
who
hell.
fell into conspiracy theories really bad, like 10 years ago, before all the Trump stuff. And he was convinced that that CERN, the super collider, they were trying to open up a portal to hell. There was a portal to hell underneath the Denver airport, and that we were going to be hit by Planet X. Do you guys know the Planet X conspiracy
Yeah,
theory?
Planet
Yeah.
X is at the same orbit of the Earth, but it's like directly opposite to us, so it's always
Okay,
behind
so
the
it's
sun.
Earth 2 from DC Comics.
Yeah.
Like, are you
Yes.
fucking kidding me? Or Hidden
it's-
Earth from
and-
Marvel Comics?
And it's on a
If your
collision
conspiracy
course.
theory is based on a comic book, rethink your fucking life.
Well, it's the whole crux of that is we're going to get hit by Planet X. It's going to destroy the surface of the Earth, and rich people are hoarding their gold to go underground in their bunkers. What are they going to do with that gold?
Eat it.
Shine it.
But yeah, I had a friend who got real into that stuff. Would
Yeah,
send me the craziest YouTube videos.
A lot of people at my film school would tell me like, "Oh yeah, there's tunnels from DIA to the Cheyenne Mountains where NORAD is." I'm like, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
be.
So
Who
what?
knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows indeed. So we get out of this room, and is this where we see like the trail of blood?
Why are you asking us? You wrote the notes.
No, I don't think we see it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we have
Not
to
yet.
go through Hojo's lab first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go through this big old dungeon. This is where we get to. Oh man, talking to the way. So the party splits, right? It's Aerith and Tifa, and then in the other group it's Cloud, Barrett, and Red. And we're trying to link back up. Hojo is like intentionally separated us to put us through his little monster trials. There's a mechanism here that lets us speak to the other party and then also switch between them. The one thing that made this bearable, because it is very annoying, is the fact that it's very linear.
Right. It is a let's put in one last dungeon right when we're about to get to the exciting climax kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked that, like, you start out with Cloud's group. You go from point A to point B. You switch to Tifa's group. Then you go from point A to point B with Tifa. Then
Yeah.
you do the same thing with Cloud and Barrett. And
I
then
agree
you
that
switch
I
back.
liked the concept of that. I thought it was fun, and I was gonna say earlier, I think when the first time I did this, I like really went nuts about switching materia around in between this, and I found it really annoying. And this time, I just kind of didn't care, and it didn't make a fucking difference.
I did think that the one monster from the original they turned into a boss, that like saw eel flying thing, this flying metal snake. thing.
Okay, that's not the
I thought-
one monster from the original that they turned into a boss.
Right.
They've done
Well,
that with
yeah.
like 6 monsters, but yes.
It's the one in this area though. I thought that one was kind of tough actually when I first
Yeah.
played this. I thought it's very tanky and it's hard to know where to hit it and doesn't have a very big hitbox.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm playing it on easy. I thought it was easy.
well, I didn't kill it until
loved-
it went to like Tifa and Aerith, but maybe that's scripted.
Yeah, I was going to say I love that. I like that it's a boss where you start fighting it with one party and then you have to finish it off with a second party. That was a fun conceit, you know?
I wondered if I hadn't killed it quickly with Tifa, Aerith, and Red, if it would cycle through again and go back to Cloud and Barrett.
That would have been annoying.
Probably not.
Well, good. I didn't want it to.
Yeah, so we fight this thing, and then this is where Cloud, like Jenova's in the center of the thing. That's what we learn. Mm-hmm. And he's been like seemingly Hojo has been like siphoning stuff from Jenova to make these other monsters. These things that are in the pods in the wall. What do they call them? These creatures that look like the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
I like that it was a nice cameo of Kingdom Hearts. Jim originally intended to say that this game was a ripoff of Kingdom Hearts, but he keeps forgetting every episode to do it.
I said it once.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I feel
It
like
is a
2 weeks
ripoff
ago. I
of
think I
Kingdom
said it.
Hearts, for sure.
But those things, they have the little antenna, just like the Heartless. They're fun to fight, so it's not so bad.
I mean, every game's a ripoff of Kingdom Hearts when you think about
Yeah,
it.
it's true. It's like, remember when Lord Garrett was, or Lord British, Richard Garrett was making Ultima, and he was like, it's a lot like Kingdom Hearts. Oh, wait, he's from Texas. It just pretends he's English. It's a lot like Kingdom Hearts, but like...
Is that your Texas
Apple
accent?
II.
It's just like
Yeah.
That's not a
Just
good
a guy.
Texas accent.
Oh, okay. You do it.
Yeah,
You do
Texans
Richard
sound
Garrett.
like Jim.
Oh,
Make
okay.
Jim say
I don't
it.
have an accent.
I'm
Jim
making
does not have a
Ultima.
Texas accent.
It's a lot like
In any way, shape, or form.
It's a lot like Kingdom
Texan.
Hearts.
I'm Midwestern.
It's hard for me to get into that East Texas accent just like at the drop of a hat. You have to be like, what? Oh, it's kind of like talking like you're in Arlen, Texas. I'm in Arlen, Texas.
My brother lives in East Texas and has like the thickest East Texas accent. But I can't. I don't know. I can't do accents. Can't. So we escape from the lab. Our next goal is to make it to the rooftop because Wedge is going to rescue us from there.
Yeah, we get like a video message from Wedge. Just listen, I know that this is a me thing. Hate Wedge. Hate it that he shows up here. So aggravated. Fuck off, Wedge.
My biggest issue with that, I just don't think the voice matches the character model. It seems weird for that voice to come out of that character model.
Yeah.
So we go upstairs
He should
and
sound
we get
fatter,
off.
right? He should be like,
Yeah.
boy.
There should be there.
Yeah.
he should talk
be
like Orson Welles.
He should talk like a character from
How
Rudolph the
dare
Red-Nosed
you,
Reindeer.
you talk about my soft boy like this?
And also, his name should be Biggs because he's the big one. And the
Oh,
other
that
one
would
should
be
called
great.
Wedge. In fact, his name should be Porkins.
Burn.
Look on Johnny's face.
Yeah, he's really upset. Sorry that your boyfriend sucks, Johnny. Wedge is Garbo. I fucking hate this character, and
What,
didn't
you
think
hate
of
him
the
so
name
much?
Playing
Porkins.
this game
It's from Star
really-
Wars.
really
I know.
makes me wish for the
I know
days
who
when he died.
Porkins is.
You
Come
know,
on.
I wish he was dead.
Well, don't you wish that he was pushed out a window by a bunch of ghosts?
What?
Doesn't Wedge get pushed out the window by a bunch of ghosts?
Yeah, Bay's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Knowing
sure
this
he's
game,
fine.
he's fine. But he did get pushed out the window by a bunch of ghosts.
This is
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII, except we don't have the balls to kill characters. That's what this is.
I actually thought
Biggs and Wedge.
I thought that was like
gonna kill them. Don't worry.
a fucked up like I really liked the moment where Wedge gets killed. It felt like something suddenly out of a horror movie, and I really liked the tone shift of just, oh, they got Wedge. Did you like it, Vanessa?
No.
Oh,
So
Was it because he was eating a sandwich and then the sandwich was falling all over his face and he's like, then
Yeah.
he farts and his pants fall down?
Well, no. What I wanted him to be pushed out the window, and then I wanted to watch him fall all the way down, and then when he hit the bottom, I wanted it to go boing, and I wanted him to bounce back up.
You're so mean.
Like, I'm not saying he would bounce all the way back up to the 59th floor, but maybe like the 3rd or the 4th floor.
Yeah, or like maybe Rufus shot him, and then you go and you're about to have a touching scene, and then you're like, wait, you're not dying, and the bullet actually hit like a cheeseburger that was in his pocket.
You people are awful.
I was thinking it just like embedded in his fat, and then like he breathes
God.
out. And,
Why are you all so
no, wait.
cruel?
He's like, no, wait, I'm fine. And then he pulled
he
a giant
inhales
turkey
and
leg
it
out of
just
his shirt.
pops out of it.
One of those Renaissance fair turkey legs.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the use of my favorite music in the game, Jenova's theme.
Yeah, so we get out of the elevator and we're following like this trail of goo up the stairs towards President Shinra's office. And we get there and first thing we hear is somebody yelling. He's like, "Oh, help me, save me." And we go and we see President Shinra hanging from the side of the building. And Barrett has a real conflicted moment.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like just walking in on him being dead last time in the original game.
Well, that was a great reveal in the original because he's sitting in his chair and then he slumps over and Sephiroth's sword sticking out of his back.
Right, yeah.
That was
But
a cool
instead
moment.
we get him
You don't get
hanging from the side of the building here going, help! Help!
it. Yeah. Help.
Pick me up.
So fucking stupid.
Barrett has a little speech here where he's like, I came
Hang
here.
on. This
kill
aggravated the
you.
shit out of me. We get this whole fucking scene of him dangling from the side of the building and Barrett like grabbing him and pulling him up. And Tifa and Aerith are like, Barrett, no. And I'm sitting here playing the game going, toss him! Toss him over the fucking side! What are you talking about? No. Just do it!
I wonder. I'm curious. I
Bad
think
guy.
I might have
What
just
are the
found a plot
worst
hole.
People always get to survive. You know,
I think I
what
might
does
have
the
just
hero
found a
have to
plot
save
hole.
the
Jim found a
villain
plot hole.
when they're so willing to just kill every goddamn person they run across?
I think I found a
Jim's
plot hole.
plot
So
hole
many
corner.
people. All right.
I found a plot hole.
Plot hole corner.
So, in the original game, President Shinra is dead, and he's alive here. Why wouldn't the Whispers try to kill him?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Why did the Whispers let him live? Why didn't they just knock him off the building? He's supposed to be
Maybe
dead.
they knew he would die soon enough anyway.
But like Sephiroth is like a foreign agent in this timeline, right? So like it's not like they were like, oh well, Sephiroth's gonna kill him in a minute, because they don't know that.
Maybe they do.
Maybe,
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
we walked in to a point that did happen, but we just weren't there for it in the original timeline.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. So we do save President Shinra, and Sephiroth does show up after this. You get the most evil speech from President Shinra right here, where he
Yeah.
basically says, I'm the most evil man that's ever evil in anything. And he's like, I don't care about anyone. I don't care about anyone's safety. All I care about is what I want, and I want lots of money, and I want lots of power, and I'll do whatever I have to do to get it. Doesn't matter what it is.
I respected his honesty about it, though. And he does kind of call out Barrett, because Barrett's like, you're going to clear our names. Like, get on the horn and tell everyone we didn't do it. And he's like, oh, so that's all you actually care about is clearing your name. You don't want me to stop, taking the Mako or killing the planet or anything. When it comes down to it, you ask for something that will benefit you personally.
Yeah.
So
Which is a
this
good
is
call-out.
Donald Trump.
He
wishes.
certainly looks a little Trumpy. He's got that kind of, like, whispery hair.
He has whispery hair and he's a pumpkin.
Hey, he's Pumpkin Man. But lo and behold, Sephiroth shows up and murders him, and then stabs Barrett also.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Didn't see that
Yeah.
coming.
For a minute, you think Barrett's gonna die, but then the Whispers cast Kiraga on him.
That's not what
Yeah.
happens. Barrett reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a big sandwich he had in there.
a big hot roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the whispers. Do they like prevent the bullet from hitting it? I don't remember what happened here.
No, they just
don't,
like heal him, I think.
Oh, okay, they just heal him. They can. Okay, well.
One of them goes straight
They
up
do,
in
for real.
him.
They cast Kiraga on him.
Yeah, which none of your party members thought to do, apparently.
Yeah, Barrett's
Barrett's
okay.
got the Kiraga materia, so...
Yeah, he just uses materia. So, let's talk about that. So, it seems like... Well, I guess it's been kind of this whole thing... This thing throughout the whole game, but... The Whispers, even up to the point of bringing people back to life, refuse to, like, let us deviate from the timeline of the original. Like... there's seemingly like no way to really change what's going on, even though we've kind of come up against the boundaries of the stuff that happened. Like the Whispers are always there to kind of course correct.
Right.
So what's going to happen next? Let's find out. So Barrett's alive. And Cloud goes after Sephiroth. Sephiroth is gone. Doesn't Sephiroth just jump off the side of the building?
We fight a Jenova boss here.
Oh, we fight Jenova Dreamweaver here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's got a really good remix of the Jenova theme.
It does, and one of the things I liked about this fight is in the original, like every few hours, Sephiroth would show up and just throw a piece of Jenova at you that you'd have to fight, and that's kind of what he does here too.
Well, was he ever even really there, or is this just a Jenova?
Well, he took the Jenova out of the lab. He busted it out.
I never remember in the original game when actual Sephiroth dies.
When he dies?
The
Yes.
Nibelheim incident.
Does he? Yeah, so he's already dead, right? In the original game.
That's what they say. They're like,
No,
oh,
well,
Sephiroth is
he
dead.
doesn't. He doesn't die, doesn't he? Falls into the live stream, and then when we go to the North Crater in like the middle of the game, we find like a crystallized Sephiroth in this like materia chamber.
Oh, and he's been there the whole time.
Yeah, and that's when we lose Cloud for a while because Cloud has the ultimate freak out right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Sephiroth flies away, or falls off the building. No, he falls off the building and it turns back into one of his clones or something. I don't remember. But then Rufus shows up. He's here to crash our escape party.
Rufus's coat looks like something I would have bought from a Hot Topic, like circa 2003. You know what I mean?
I look like
So
one of
many
those
straps
ghost
and
twins
belts.
from the Matrix.
Oh yeah.
He's
Just
super proud of his
another
look,
random
too.
fucking villain that has shown up with no introduction in any way, shape, or form. It's so frustrating that this.
I
game
loved
just
his fight though. His
doesn't
fight was
fucking
really
care.
fun. He has a gun that he shoots you with, which is fun.
Yeah,
He's got a
through the
sword.
fight, he starts pulling out coins and then using the coins to reflect his lasers. I don't know. It's real dumb.
I liked it. I thought it was neat.
Glad you liked it. It was still dumb. I'm gonna flip a coin in the air. Okay, cool.
But like, I like that they still make him have to reload, and that's when he's open for counters, is when he's reloading. So there's like some real precise timing, because if you know he's doing one attack that's going to drain his whole clip, then you can make sure to dodge it and then go in for the counter when he's reloading. There's some fun little timing stuff here that I liked. Kind of intricate. And so we fight Rufus. We beat him. He doesn't die. He goes away on his helicopter.
Yeah, he grips onto the edge of the like helicopter platform with one hand, and it lifts up, and he hangs onto it while it flies away, which is insane. He's just a man. He's just a human man.
Well, I like to
We've
think
seen
that
so many people do this though.
Name
yeah,
one other.
I think
All of the fucking the
Rude.
bad guys.
All the Turks did, yeah.
Not the Turks. The fuck, there are helicopter villain monsters that you fight.
Those are
heli
helitroopers.
They're
Yeah,
hanging
they're
on
the
to
same
little
thing.
drones. It's not the same thing.
Oh, I
When you're
thought it was
hanging
the same
onto a drone, you have a handle. You have 2 firm grips, and maybe it's even straps to you. When you're hanging on to the edge of a helicopter, you're just using that part of your hand, the fold of your hand, to grip the helicopter floor. Maybe your thumb as well. And the wind force is going to be so much stronger than a drone. It's going at 10, 20 miles an hour? It's not the same.
I like to think that Rufus has been enhanced like soldiers have. He's got access to all the Mako in the world. He probably made himself a Superman.
He is sexually interested in Cloud, as every man in this game is. When he notices that Cloud is a soldier, he's like, oh, so I own you.
So we defeat Rufus, he flies away, and then the group is like, all right, we need to get out of here. Cloud
They
goes
were already
one
getting out
way.
of there. That's why Cloud stayed, too.
Oh, right, to fight Rufus.
Yeah,
and then,
to fight Rufus.
And then Barrett, Aerith, and Red, and Tifa... Or
Run
not
away.
Tifa. Tifa comes back to Cloud, right? Or no?
Right, because Cloud
Yeah.
is, he's like, oh, fine, I'll fight you again. And then another helicopter comes and shoots at him. And then he is dangling off the building.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
The,
Helicopters are Cloud's real kryptonite. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Tifa comes and pulls him back up.
And that's where we're going to stop for this chunker. Next chunker, we're going to escape the Shinra building. We're going to fight all of the end bosses, and then we're going to play the Intermission DLC.
Yay! I'm really
yeah.
excited to try this Intermission DLC. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of tonally different, at least in the first half, than the latter half of this game. So it's a nice little counterbalance, because this gets pretty heavy. Mm-hmm. All right, well, like I said, next time we're going to finish the game, play Intermission. What are you guys squarely against, Matt?
Boy, I hated that museum part. The game really doesn't want to let you leave these rooms and wants to make sure that you watch not just the videos, but the end credits of the videos. Real frustrating. Real stupid. On the other hand, I am roundly for Rufus's Hot Topic coat because what is happening in this game? It's so stupid. It's so bad. It's so cheesy. What about you, Vanessa?
Roundly for Reeve. He's super cute. He has a really good job. He is compassionate and cares about his customer and clientele. He's quick to think and act in a crisis. And he's a cat person. Perfect man.
A lot of green flags for Reeve.
Yep, yep. Fully green flag.
Basically works
Johnny.
for Adolf Hitler willingly, but other than that.
Yeah, but we've all had bosses that we don't
Ooh.
like.
I think that I'm squarely against that extra dungeon, Hojo's Lab. It felt, especially the first time when now that I know what happened, so I'm not that invested in trying to finish it. But the first time, this just felt like such a waste of time, and it made me so mad. The second time, I was like, oh, it's just a puzzle dungeon. It's fine. I am roundly for Hojo getting carried away by the Whisperers, saying, "Well, this is fascinating."
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
I am roundly for Jenova Dreamweaver. The thing looks super tentacly and alien-y, and if you look at its... I don't know if you guys saw its face. It looks like a necromorph from Dead Space. It's just got a skull face with big almost like walrus tusks that hang down. It looks really, really gross, and I thought it was rendered really well, and
Vanessa's
I liked
waving.
all the tentacle fights. What? Yeah, she is.
I'm flailing. I have an emergency roundly 4.
Oh,
I'm roundly 4 when Palmer walks down the hall And he has a cup of tea, and he's really happy to have his tea, except he goes, "Oh, I can't believe I've run out of butter. A man like me running out of butter for his tea. Whoa,
Yeah.
I have such a good taste, and now I don't have any butter to put in this tea." What?
Butter and tea.
What is he talking about?
I've heard of putting butter in tea, but it sounds disgusting.
What? Although, I guess it is a dairy product. You put cream in tea.
Yeah, no,
but
I've heard of
does-
it.
I don't know. Yeah, I've heard of it too, but it just sounds so gross.
Yeah, it sounds gross.
It must be like a soft butter.
You know
wouldn't
what?
just put like a stick of butter in your tea.
No, you'd use like a European butter that you leave sitting on the counter.
Sure.
Do you guys not leave your butter on the counter?
I have a butter bell.
My mom.
know what that means.
Used to. Yeah, my mom had that butter dish with the little.
Yeah, my girlfriend has a butter dish and it grosses me out.
No, I have one and I love it. You got to buy that. You got to buy like the what's the brand that I buy? Well, whatever. You got to buy the European butters, but it's
I have
fucking
a butter
amazing.
bell. What you do is you put butter in. It's like a cup. You put butter in the cup. Then you turn the cup upside down, and it goes in this little pot that you put water in the bottom of. So then the water creates a seal that keeps the butter fresh, and it sits in the top of the bell.
You know, you don't have to do that. You can just leave
That's
it
not a
sitting
real
out.
thing.
I mean, you want
It's
to
a
put a
real
cover
thing.
on it because bugs, but
And the water creates a little seal. I'll show you. Hang on.
I don't need this.
Uh,
Johnny,
no,
what are you
she's-
squealing against?
I already went.
Yeah, I want to see this the butter bell.
I used to think it was weird, but once I got used to it, I fucking love it. Like just
What do
having
you
some
use?
nice.
What do you use butter for? What do you need it for?
I love making bagels, and I like to put butter on them sometimes, and I love making toast. Putting it on bread, that's what it's for. Butter goes on bread.
It does.
Well,
I
also
made.
in my tea, you know.
You know, I was gonna say this during my level up.
She doesn't have
I made myself 2 sandwiches the other day. I haven't made myself a sandwich in like 4 years. It was great.
Weird. It's a weird thing to say.
Here it is. It's a cute little pot. It says butter on it. And then you pick up the lid. In the pot is a little bit of water. That's sloshing
Where's the
around.
butter?
The butter sits in the lid of this pot.
So how do you get the butter in there?
You just put it in.
And it fills the cup?
It doesn't fill the cup. You fill it about like halfway full, I would say, of butter.
Oh, in my mind, I was like, how does a stick of butter do that? But if you just use a tub of butter, it's probably easier.
No, I use the stick. I soften up the stick a little bit first.
Oh.
Then I put it in there and I mush it
So
all
complicated.
in. Real
It's the
mushy.
weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And then there's a little fill line in the bottom of the cup. There it is, where you put the water. And then when you put the lid back in, see, it's upside down now, and the butter's just hanging out in there because it's sticky.
But you don't need to
makes-
create a water seal for butter. It's butter.
It
It's not
makes
gonna
a
go bad.
watery seal.
But you don't need
keeps
it.
it watery fresh.
It doesn't need to be watery fresh. I mean, unless you're leaving your sticks of butter out, unless you're only using half a stick of butter a month, you're fine.
Well, I don't use very much butter, to be honest. And also, you're supposed to change the water every day, and sometimes I forget.
All
That's
right, tell
way
me
too
more
much
about
work.
your rancid water butter.
It's not rancid, it's fine. It keeps it fresh and smooth and nice. And in fact, I had a house guest, and they were like, "What are you eating?" And I'm like, "I'm eating bread and butter." And they were
Jen,
like, "What are you, a baby?" And then
Put
I
this
give
at
them
the
some.
front of the episode so no one listens to the whole thing.
I gave them some of my bread and butter, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is like soft like a cake." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, it's the best butter." Sometimes I'll have a piece of like challah bread. I'll spread my butter on it. I'll put some like
But you didn't use that
flaky
much
salt.
butter. Now all you're talking about is how much butter you use.
I said sometimes. Put a little bit of flaky salt on the top. It's so good. Butter.
Put salt on your bread?
Of course I do.
But I do
Wow.
like
It's very posh.
Like they don't say that Sephiroth is in the building in all these cutscenes. Really, they just keep like saying, oh, I saw him, or we've been infiltrated, and you keep thinking it's about you, but no, it's about Sephiroth.
Yeah, Palmer sees him and drops his tea, and he's like, "Oh my goodness,
My
that's
butter
not
tea.
butter." Ah. I don't think I'm going to put any butter in the tea.
I'm
even
surprised
though I'm
that that
little
concession
curious.
place in the
It's
food
like
court
when I used to read
doesn't
Tom
have
Clancy
butter,
novels.
doesn't
and
have
the
mayo.
main character, not the main character, the admiral guy would always put salt in his coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've gotten used to drinking black coffee. Maybe it needs some salt.
All right, so we have a Patreon. We just finished another vote. Oh, is there more? There's other stuff we do, right? I'm trying to think. Is it
Do we have
Patreon time?
emails?
No,
Any
we don't have
emails
any
this
new emails.
Okay, so we do have a Patreon, and we just finished a vote. Our vote winner is again Lunar, so that'll be our next game. And for $3 a month, you can listen to every single bonus episode we've ever recorded. This month it is Hot Gaming News, and for $5 a month, you can also be in the voting tier, which helps choose the next game, like Lunar.
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 Is it so? What is the actual title of the game? The original title, Lunar Silver Story.
Lunar Silver Star Story, I think.
I
Yes,
thought
the
Silver. I thought
original-
Silver Star Story was a re-release on PSX.
No, the
maybe.
original is called Lunar the Silver Star, and then the remake that was originally, I think, remade for the Saturn and the PlayStation was Silver Star Story.
Got it.
Who or what is accredited with developing this game?
Game Arts, I believe. They did Grandia.
Clowndia.
What else do we do on the Patreon?
We also like to list the names of every single... Oh, I forgot to do patrons, but I can do it super fast. Like, give me 30 seconds. All right, Patreons are ready.
All right, I would like to thank Joshua W. Broxson, Dylan Rowe, Chris Penyak, Jack Mazzell, Do Good Recklessly, Ron. Well, to me it looks like a big golden shiny wire of hat. Andy Best, Dragon D's balders across your face, Chris Sasaki, Alex Jokic, and Butts on Parade.
I would like to thank Eric Pickamany. Me name's Commander Grint, and this is me favorite star in Massachusetts. Was that a good Massachusetts accent?
Yes.
That's how I was going to do it, yeah.
Johnny Five Alive, Tom, Jesse Wants That Buster Sword,
Yeah, she
Ian
does.
Frederick, Saving Sid, Aaron Serenity Now Little, Lex Averial, Julie, Dilly Dally Shilly Shally, and Mikey Buccio.
I'd like to thank Andy Smith, Cyril the Wolf, Stephen Paget, Eduardo Franco, RP Siege, Florian Jonas Kramer, Julian Curtis, Bree Girth, Slightly Aroused Grandma, Andy M, Hexagon, and Tracy the Borg Queen.
I'd like to thank Nick Loafing Around, Arthur A., Joshua Rose, Armin Hammer, Tyler Star Drifter, Word Childress, My Battery is Low, Fresh Eyes, Wedge Coon, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Friend of DeSoto, Aaron O'Toole, and David Green.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to have an email read on the air, you can email us at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group, for smart, cool, very attractive people, or find us on Twitter at Square Roots Pod.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter, Beige on Beige, and on YouTube. Links in the show notes. I've noticed we've had a few thousand listens on Ghana now, so we do have some Ghana listeners.
Oh, hello, Ghana listeners.
Yeah.
All right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I am Johnny Brandon.
Bye.
You're
Bye.
Vanessa.
Bye.
I'm Vanessa. Bye.
clouds now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know cloud at all.